Ladies and gentlemen, today we are reacting. And what are we reacting to? We are reacting to an album review. And what is this album? It is mine. And this is from a YouTuber named C.T.M.N. Go and subscribe to him. Yeah, I don't want to waste any time, because I'm genuinely curious to see what he thinks about O's journey. I already know that I'm better than what it is. I'm not expecting the most positive review, but I think it's gonna be okay. He's probably gonna give it like a 6 or something, which I can understand. So without further ado, let's just get into this now.
Hello everyone, C.T.M.N here, aka Canon, the music nerd, and today we're going to be reviewing the record.
Okay, hold on. Can we just why is he looking not at the camera? I don't know if that's intentional, but I don't know. Okay, anyway.
O's Journey by Beyond By.
Beyond By? Really? That is okay.
So, with this underground record, or underground rapper, with underground rappers, I have mixed opinions on, because either the album or artist is either really good and underrated, or it's incredibly average to the point where it's cringy.
Oh no, I can already tell he's not gonna like it. Based on that sole description, I'm sorry in advance if I disappointed you, C.T.M.N.
So going into this, my expectations were extremely low, but those expectations were shattered.
Oh wow.
This is a surprisingly good record, and its whole message basically is, from what I see it, is not everything that glitters is always going to be gold. It's about...
Yeah, yo, I'm gonna take that as a big compliment. That's pretty. Yeah, he kind of got it. Yeah, I can't even lie. That is what it is. And you know, if for some reason it took a lot of people a little bit to catch on to the themes I was doing, maybe because it was my first concept album, I'm not necessarily the greatest, but this guy caught on pretty quickly. So I guess that's a plus, and that probably influenced his opinion. But either way, I'm gonna take that as a big W.
The main character O getting into a relationship with a girl, but then after a while that their spark eventually burns out and they fall out of touch with each other.
Yeah.
So let's start with some compliments and then some critics. First, the compliments. Okay. I love the instrumentals on this. I freaking love the instrumentals on this.
Yes. Shout out to everyone who produced this album. H3 Music, Sadivi, I'm pretty sure. There were some other lesser known producers that I worked with on this one, but yeah, I really love those instrumentals, and I really wanted to nail the vibe on them for each of the songs, and I can proudly say I think I did that, and this guy thinks so too. So another big compliment. My ego is inflating right now.
It can give you such a good mood, or it can set the mood for what the instrumental is saying. For example, with the track O's Melody, it has this nice lofty upbeat, it's this nice upbeat lofty instrumental.
Yeah, that's gotta be one of my favorite instrumentals from the album. I think, oh yeah, Bankrupt Beats was another big producer. He produced, I think, 3 of the songs on it. Yeah, the instrumental for O's Melody. Once I saw it, I was like, yeah. This is definitely going in something. And I was like, this has to be in an album. I can't just make it a single. This is too good of an instrumental. Check out Bankrupt Beats.
And I think it's a nice vibe. Yeah, I really like that beat. And the other one, which is the interlude, O's Journey, where it has this dark bass. It has this these dark sounding synths, and so that sound really dark and bone chilling, and I really enjoyed that interlude.
Yeah, so funny story. It's not actually that funny. That interlude is a type beat off of Quedeca's Alone Together. I thought everyone would realize that, but thankfully, I don't think anyone did. It comes from H3 Music, the producer H3 Music. I wrote that interlude, and I made that interlude, and I created that interlude at the time, like a couple weeks after Quedeca released Alone Together, the single, and I was like, I really like this, and I want to use this for kind of some big closing thing to the album. So I went and looked on H3's channel because he's always very reliable for that kind of stuff. I think he's a big fan of Quedeca too, so that helped. And I found this and I was like, yes. So that's where that came from.
Or Dissimulation, which has this like nice, calm, like once again lofty beat. And I just want to say that for that record, I felt like I was getting Stan, like Eminem Stan vibes from it, with like the phone calls sounding like it was from a voice call and stuff.
I mean, that's not necessarily the kind of vibe I was going for. The conversation is between O and his friend. It's supposed to be like a metaphor for how the relationship is faltering even though he is dissimulating his feelings about it, and he's saying that it's great, and the phone call is used to kind of metaphorically picture that. But I guess I can understand where you're coming from with the whole Stan thing because of the phone calls, although I guess in Stan it was letters. Yeah, if that's the kind of vibe you're getting, I don't know if I did a particularly good job with that, but I mean, he understands the message of the song, so I mean, I guess that's good. Yeah, that song I actually don't like too much because I feel like I wasted a lot of beat on it, and there's like a 40-second intro, and then I rap for a little bit, and then there's like a 40-second interlude, and then I rap for a little bit, and there's another 40-second interlude, and then I rap for a little bit to close out the song. Yeah, I've learned to not do that because that's just annoying and lazy, but yeah, I'm glad he likes the instrumental on that one. I don't know why I'm talking about the songs, he's talking about the instrumentals right now. Okay, anyway.
I liked it. Another thing is the lyrics. I think the lyrics are pretty good. Now, they aren't like mind-blowing like Kendrick Lamar level lyrics, but they are.
You know what? I am perfectly fine with not being on the level of Kendrick Lamar. You know, that's something that I think can be said about 98% of all artists ever. If someday I get on the level of Kendrick Lamar, then damn. Pun not intended.
Pretty good lyrics, especially for an underground rapper. It could still use some improvements, like for example some wordplay, but overall I think I like the lyrics in this.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, like, with the whole wordplay thing, but the thing is, this album wasn't meant to be full of bangers. Obviously, it was a concept album, so usually the songs that have the most wordplay in them are bangers. I don't know, bangers obviously just didn't really fit into this because I wanted the album to feel like a story being told. I guess wordplay could be used in certain scenarios to describe a relationship or lovesick or infatuation of some sort, but in the context of when I was writing it, it just didn't really make much sense to me. And I don't want to sound like I'm trying to fight with this guy. I'm just trying to explain my thought process and how I was crafting the lyrics.
Right. Now that we have the compliments out of the way, let's get to the critics of this.
Yeah, I know these. I need to come.
The flow and vocals in general. Now, while I did say I like the lyrics, I'm not a fan of the vocals very much. Now, they're alright. They're not the best, but they're still alright. Hey, so, what's wrong with them? So, it sounds a bit echoey. Like, in this room, right now, you can hear that it's like has a bit of an echo to it. And, that's kind of what I hear in, like, the vocals of this record here, or that lasts throughout the entire track. All the tracks that follow it, and that's that it sounds echoey, doesn't sound like it was professionally recorded. Now noted, it definitely shouldn't.
Okay, so I knew this was gonna come up because I knew this is how the album sounded. Obviously, no, it's not a professional recording. I recorded it on this microphone and on this computer. The thing is, when I started recording this project, I had just gotten FL Studio. I was kind of in the transitioning phase between using GarageBand and using FL Studio. Obviously, that's a pretty big switch. There was two conflicting sides of me. One part of me wanted to use GarageBand because I knew how to use it until I had finished this album, and meanwhile learn how to use FL Studio while I was doing that. And the other part of me wanted to kind of learn as I was recording the album in FL Studio. Obviously, the mixing and the production on that album it's probably subpar, you know, it's not very good. Obviously, I know how to mix a lot better now. I've learned how to create something, and I know how to mix something, and I know how to make it sound good in relation to the instrumental. I even made a video about how I mix them, my songs, and I definitely did not do that when I was making this. You know, looking back, I kind of regret it because it could have lived up to its full potential had I waited a bit and then learned how to mix. But yeah, that's kind of where my thoughts are on that.
It sound like on par, like perfect vocals with no echo. Because he's an underground artist, and I understand that he doesn't have all the materials for that.
But I do. I don't know if this guy knows this because he seems to be pretty new to my channel, but a couple months ago I got the Shure SM7B microphone, saved up for a while for it because it is an investment in all the materials and equipment, sound processors, whatever you want to call them, that come with that as well. Obviously, it's a very, very different experience. If you listen to my latest song, Untitled, that is very evident because I used the Shure SM7B to record that, and I know how to mix now, so it sounds way cleaner and way better, and I'm bringing that production style onto my EP, which is coming out May 9th.
However, it should be said that I'm sure while he did try and perfect the vocals as best he could, he couldn't exactly pin a point to it, because you could still hear.
Yeah, I agree with this. I was a little bit flummoxed on how to mix it because I was once again in that transitioning phase. And so I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just kind of going with it. And this is what it turned into.
A tiny bit of an echo. Oh, and that's fine. What I could recommend, I guess, is putting a blanket over your microphone and you while you're recording, so it's a very close space. There's not that much echoes. So I think that could work pretty well. I haven't tried it.
I guess. I think the more professional alternative would be to invest in some soundproofing equipment, but luckily I don't need to do that because the Shure SM7B is quite advanced, so I have a setting on it so that it only picks up audio coming literally from directly in front of the mic. If I do it from like the sides or the back, it just won't pick up the audio. And it's not like the Blue Yeti where it has like settings for the general area. You literally have to be right in front of the microphone. And that's shown because, you know, once again, in my newest songs, there is no echo. Just a little update for the present.
But I've heard really good results from it. Anyway, along with that, the flows in this. Well, now this doesn't last all throughout the track. However, it does stick out in some tracks, like O's melody here. At the beginning of the song, you can kind of hear that Beyond's music, Beyond's flows, are kind of off the beat in a way.
Okay, hold on. I thought you were gonna talk about something else. O's melody is a bop. And you can never change my mind about that. To be fair, I haven't listened to the album since it came out, or since I made a music video for O's Melody. So maybe I have to go back and listen to it. But I swear I really wanted to nail the flow on that. I could have sworn I did a lot better than what he's talking about, but to each their own, I guess. But that hurts a little bit, not gonna lie, because I thought I did a good job with that one. I guess I have to go listen to it again.
And it's like that's the beat, and it's like and that's how I heard the beat or the flow. Oh, and so I think is something that he could do on some of the tracks that are on here and have that like stick out flow. I think, in my opinion, what could be done about that is, well, just simply practicing like, for example, I would look up a freestyle beat on YouTube, write your own lyrics down, and rap your own lyrics on it to make sure that your vocals are on par with the beat.
Yeah, so that's actually how I write my songs. I find a beat, I put it into Dropbox paper where I write my music, and then I write my things, and then I physically rap them aloud to the beat. Obviously, though, maybe I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe my flow in that song wasn't very good. But obviously it's something you get better with as you do more and more and more music. I think I've done it a lot better in this EP. Obviously it's not perfect, but the EP I think is definitely an improvement. And then I think the music after that will be 100 times better than the EP, which is 100 times better than the album, which is 100 times better than everything else. It's kind of just like an improvement over time. You can't just go from terrible flow to incredible flow in one day. It's something you have to work at for a little bit, and I am doing that. So hopefully, maybe I will be perfectly on beat every time, all the time, forever, pretty soon.
And that's kind of all I have. And I guess in my opinion, he could try and find a way, to, balance the lyrics with the beat in a bit, because I felt like the vocals and beat should be kind of balanced like this. I kind of heard like this was the voice and like, well, this was the beat in a way. It wasn't completely like to where like you can't hear the beat like this, but it was like a very distant notice, like over the beat.
Yeah, I mean that's like a mixing issue. Obviously, that's I mix the vocals in relation to the beat. Obviously, once again, I've gotten better at doing that. So new music, it's gonna be this, where the vocals are ever so slightly louder than the beat. Not this.
You can hear that the voice is kind of like, well, louder than the beat. But overall, I think it's pretty good. Now, my final thing is, how do we grade this? Now, for my grading system,
I'm gonna give him. I think he's gonna give it a 7 actually, because from my initial judgment, I thought he wasn't gonna like it because he was like, "Oh, the range of underground rappers is so diverse," so that kind of set up a negative connotation for the rest of the video. But I actually think he's gonna give it higher than what I anticipated. I'm expecting like a 6 or a 7. Obviously, you hope for the best but expect the worst. So I think at the lowest, he's gonna give me like a 4. Okay, let's see what he does.
We're gonna be doing it from A to F. Like school gradings.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's gonna be A.
So A is like a 10, I guess, and then an F is like a 0. So I'm expecting he'll give me like a B minus. This is not a typical grading system. I don't know how he does it.
A, B, C, D, E, F with any kind of like plus or minus or standard. So what would I give this record? I would give it a D+.
Oh.
I love the beat.
Oh, God. Oh, that was so much worse than I thought. Okay. D+. So that would be like, if an F is a 0, I guess it'd be like a 4. Yeah. That's like a 4 out of 10. And if I convert, honestly, I'll take it. There are obviously some glaring issues wrong with the project. I'm working to improve them every day. But, I mean, to be fair, in my defense, he spent half the video talking about compliments he had for it. And then he spent like a couple minutes talking about critiques. So, kind of misleading. I'm not necessarily mad. It's just, what a world. Okay. D+, like a 4 out of 10. I'll take it.
I love the instrumentals on this. I like the lyrics. But the vocals, but the overall vocals and sound of how this track, or how the vocals sound are all right, and I think that could be like improved on that. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I am C.T.M.N, Canon the Music Nerd, and this has been my review of O's Journey.
Alright, okay, so, honestly, not a terrible review. What part do I disagree with him most on? Honestly, it's gotta be the fact that he said O's melody was offbeat. I've had people tell me that's my best song. Nah, yeah, I like O's melody a lot. That's the one thing I'm gonna say no on. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. Honestly, I'll take a D plus. You know, that's better than an F as long as I'm not considered like a corny white boy YouTube rapper. I'll take it. So thank you for watching this reaction. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peaceful Chaos, May 9th, better than O's Journey, and I will see you very, very soon. Peace.